Hi, welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Adriana Brazuela, and we're here today at the PBS 39 studios at the Steel Stacks campus in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Today in the kitchen, we have Chef Luke Palladino of Luke Palladino Hospitality Group, a good old friend of ours here at the Chef Kitchen. So thank you so much for being here today, Luke.
Thanks for having me here, Adriana.
Great. So what do you have in store for us today?
Soft shell crabs, they're coming into season now, and we feature them on our menus all throughout the summer. We do them in a variety of ways, fried and sauteed and such. This is one of my favorites, which takes me back to, it's kind of like lazy man spaghetti and crabs. We cut them up and we make a crab and spaghetti sauce with them, and we make a black pasta with cuttlefish ink.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Sepia. So, I lived in Venice for a long time, and we used to have these soft shell crabs. They're about this big, so they were small. They were called moleche. And we would fry them and chop them and make pasta, and then we had cuttlefish there, and I'd make pasta with the ink like we do in the restaurant.
Great, so it gives a nice color.
This takes me back away.
Takes you back to Venice.
It does.
All right, great. I'm excited to make everything. So where did you want to start?
Yeah, so soft shell crabs, when they start, what it is they're blue crabs, and they molt. So as they grow, they'll shed their skin. And while they're shedding, it's called molting. You grab, that's when the fishermen take them, and they become soft.
Okay, so
and
they don't have the shell so much.
You can eat the entire crab, and they can't bite you.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Let me show you this. This is an interesting fact if you don't know. So male and females, the male on the bottom here looks like the Washington Monument. See that?
Wow.
That's
pretty a handy way of
remembering. The female looks like the White House, the dome of the White House. So that's how you can tell.
Wow.
Some people prefer male over female in this. The only difference, for me, there isn't much of a difference. So,
okay, so the flavors are all the same.
They're delicious.
Okay.
So I'll show you how to cut them. So what we do to start is, under here, you'll see, you pick them up. These are their lungs.
Okay.
You want to cut. So here we'll cut, this is where the eyes are. You want to cut this first. And then there's a little sack there of water you want to cut, or else it'll spurt in the pan.
Okay.
Cut the lungs out here. You don't want to eat those. Just
right,
like in a regular crab, you don't want to eat them either.
Right, you're just like you would even with the fish, clean it out.
Exactly. So, and then you'll cut, we're cutting off the Washington Monument there. And then,
now we don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
And then we'll take, exactly. So then we take, I like to take this part off. If we fry them, we leave it on sometimes at the restaurant, but usually these are tough and a little leathery, this top piece, so I take it off.
All right, so since we're not frying it today, we're going to take it off.
And see this here?
Yes.
I call that the schmutz. I tell my guys, this is the this is the coral. This is the good stuff. This is the flavor.
Really?
The crab roe, if you want to call it that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then here, these end pieces are a little tough. I just
cut those off. It's
off.
pretty simple preparation since you don't have that exterior hard shell.
Yeah, and then that's it. So then we take this. I'll show you here with this bowl. Cut them in half, once, and then twice. So you got nice, juicy pieces of crab, succulent. You don't have to fight with them or pick the shells with the pasta, especially with tomato sauce all over your hands,
Great. So you have a number of restaurants in New Jersey, and so this is something we would see on the menu there?
Yeah, so we have restaurants in Atlantic City and Linwood and Northfield. So in Linwood I have Luke Palladino Seasoned Italian Cooking, which is our new location. We are in Central Square there, and that's where we feature these. We'll feature them this week, actually, tonight.
Okay.
And then we have down the street in Northfield is LP Steak and Seafood, which is our steakhouse.
Great.
And we've been there for 5 years, which was originally our Italian, now it's our steak. Right. And then we have a restaurant at Rebel in Atlantic City. And we have a catering company, Luke Palladino Catering, which we
Great. So lots of fresh seafood there being right by the shore and everything.
Yeah, so we have great things like Barnegat scallops we use, Cape May salt oysters, we get tilefish right off the coast. It's really great, and it's a great time of year right now for the products.
That's great. So why don't you also tell us a little bit about a new and exciting adventure you have, the new restaurant in Philadelphia?
The word is out. We're opening on East Passyunk Avenue in November. It's called Palladino's, and it's going to be our Italian that we do my way, and it's kind of it's right now it's my greatest hits of what I do Italian.
That's
exciting. Also featuring some steaks and chops and lots of seafood there.
That's great. So your first Philly restaurant.
We're very excited to be here. And I'm going to live on top of the restaurant too. I'll take residence there, which is exciting as well.
And how many seats will there be?
We're going to have about 80 seats inside and 40 seats outside.
Oh wow! So it sounds like a big
beautiful
outdoor space.
Open windows. Yeah, it will have an all-Italian wine list featuring small producers, friends of mine that we import, and that are I'm an Italian wine geek. So I travel there often, and I go to vineyards and check out restaurants and taste wines all over
When's
the
the last
country.
time you were there?
I was there last fall.
Okay.
Last fall, I went to Alto Adige up in the mountains to check out wines there. I was in Friuli, even Slovenia, to see some wines. Of course, I always fly into Venice, have a good time with my buddies,
Reminisce
my
a
friends.
little bit.
We reminisce.
Yeah.
We, go wine bar hopping.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Stay tuned for more with Chef Luke Palladino. We now return to the chef's kitchen.
Now I can show you how to prepare the dish here, the sauce here.
So what type of sauce will be going with this crab and
So we're
spaghetti
going to
dish?
do, garlic, some chilies. We make a puree of our own chilies. We roast them and puree them. And garlic, I like to put basil and mint and parsley in it because I love the aromatics with the black spaghetti.
Yes.
Some fresh tomatoes we do. You could do diced tomatoes. These are grape tomatoes. And we have these New Jersey tomatoes we make the sauce with.
Nice homemade
use.
sauce,
Yes.
Italian sauce.
Yes, that's right.
Sounds delicious.
Seasoned. So we just a few ingredients. We really want to feature the crab though. So we
Okay.
get the pan
Don't want to overpower it too
nice
much.
and hot. And then we're going to finish it with some great Ligurian oil from the Italian Riviera.
Oh, wow.
Talk about that. Extra virgin olive oil you want to cook with these crabs. You can use a blended oil or a canola oil. I just want to have the character, I want to have the flavor. So I always cook with it in pastas like this, like clams or crab sauces as well. And I like it with the shellfish. And then I finish with a sauce, with an oil
With
as
a
well,
different
because
oil.
starting and finishing make a big impact on the end of the dish
Okay.
for freshness and flavor. So I'll put some of these garlic here.
Chopped up garlic pretty
Garlic,
thinly.
you want it to be, yeah, it's thin slice. You can chop it if you want. I like to
Okay.
slice it in this, and I like to toast it a bit.
Get a little bit of color on that.
A little color, a little nuttiness,
Yes, definitely.
I like it. It's great with vegetables, great with fish,
That's a nice amount of garlic.
It's a
Definitely
good
getting
amount. You want to be
kosher.
you want garlic and crabs,
I
right?
love garlic. It's okay. No complaints here.
Want to throw some parsley in there?
Absolutely. Well, do you want me to put all of it?
No, just a couple of
Just-
pinches in there.
Okay.
I like to fry the parsley with the garlic. I think it adds a lot
Yeah,
to
a
it.
lot
It's
of
called
times.
people
go ahead.
add it in the end. They finish with it, which we're going to do too. But I like it in
Right.
the beginning. It's called the sofrito. In Italian, it's the base flavors of
Okay.
really building.
So it's like you're getting
The
a couple
elements.
different dimensions of the parsley.
Exactly. A little more in there. It's good. So we get this going, and I like to put a little chili paste. We made this yesterday. It's a little spicy, so I'm a little easy on it. I don't
You
want to
just-
overdo it.
I guess since it's more fresh, that's why it's a little spicier.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't get as mellow.
we use. It depends on the peppers, Sometimes they're spicier than others. This batch
Oh,
came.
really?
The peppers are really spicy, which I like. So now you'll see I'll put some of the crabs in here. And you want to fry them. This is an important part. People want to add all the ingredients into the dish at once.
Right.
And I'm always teaching my cooks and chefs to, we want to build layers of flavor. So we put the garlic and the parsley and the extra virgin olive oil in there.
Then let the parsley meld, then you add the
Yeah.
crabs.
And then you'll see throughout this, we're going to do it in stages. You can throw it all in at once, but it doesn't build the character.
Right.
You don't get the
More
crab
complex
to
flavor
saute.
this
Yeah,
way.
so you want to get the crab in the oil. The oil penetrates the crabs, gets inside. The garlic flavor gets inside the crab, which is what you want. I'm going to season it
little
now.
bit of seasoning.
Every stage is seasoned. And then we'll put some of these tomatoes
Fresh
in here.
tomatoes, that's going to be very nice.
I like to put them in now because I want them to break down a little bit, I want them to cook.
Yeah, it's something I've definitely been doing a little bit more cooking with tomatoes. A lot of times you just use them raw like that, fresh, but they're definitely nice broken down a bit.
Yeah, and you want some texture, so you get a nice bite with them too later on.
So tell me a little bit more about this cuttlefish ink pasta.
So the cuttlefish ink is, cuttlefish are in the calamari family. So they're not long and slender, they're bigger. And in Europe, and especially in Venice, they cook them in their ink. And it's a black,
Right.
They braise them, or when they're small, we grill them or fry them. So they could be babies this big, or they could be large,
Oh, wow.
this big. And they have beaks, like octopus and like calamari.
Yeah.
And then we pull out the sacks. So I pull out the sacks and use them to make pasta. The ink sacks, which we put with semolina water and salt. So now I'm going to
great.
put a little shellfish stock in here.
Okay. I assume you made that too.
Yes, we did. Our shellfish stock, we use some clams, mussels, fish, shrimp shells and such.
Great.
And we do make all of our pastas by hand every day, even the ones that are typically dried. You would buy dried. We have an
Right.
extruder, and we put them through brass dies. This is made through brass dies, and we use a semolina flour. It's an organic flour from Naples, Italy.
Great.
It's the semolina we put.
So that won't take too long to cook then, since it's a fresher pasta that you made.
Exactly. This about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So we have this going now. The shellfish stock is in there. We're going to put a little tomato in there for some body,
Okay.
and not a whole lot. You'll see.
Just enough.
just enough.
All
And then
right.
I'm going to drop this pasta down. I think that's good.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the catering company?
Yeah, so catering. So we found that, where we live in our home is that people wanted me to bring the restaurant experience to their homes.
Right.
So we cater, we do even tasting menus at people's houses.
Oh, wow.
People could pick up food and take it to events. We do
15
barbecues.
minutes,
We supply staff, bartenders, you name it. We do parties, up to a couple hundred we've done.
Wow.
And it's growing every single year, and I think this year by far is our biggest and best. So,
All right.
and I love doing it. We like bringing the experience into people's homes.
Definitely. So is this water already salted?
This water's salted. You want it
Okay.
to taste like seawater.
Yes, that's the tip I always hear.
And one of the big people want to put oil in pasta water. I think we don't ever do that in Italy. I've never seen it ever. I think it's an American thing. So just so you know, there's no need
A
to
myth.
put any oil. It's
You
a
don't
myth.
need the oil in there. Okay.
So the sauce is going now. So we're going to develop that now for the next couple of minutes.
We'll be right back with more from the chef's kitchen. We're back with Chef Luke Palladino of Palladino's. What actually brought you to Philly to look in Philly? You have 4 or 5 restaurants in the New Jersey area, so what is it that brought you to Philadelphia?
We've always wanted to come to Philadelphia. I love it here. And, a lot of our clients in the summer come down to, Margate, Longport, Ventnor, Atlantic City.
Right.
And they always ask us, Ocean City, you name it. And they
Yeah.
say, when are you coming to Philadelphia? We'd love to have your restaurant or your food
So we've
in
been asking
Philadelphia.
for a while.
So we thought, might as well do it. So we
Yeah.
found a great partnership with Park, which is East Passyunk Avenue Revitalization Corporation. And
Right.
they're, we have a great building on the corner there, right off of Broad Street. And
Really nice building.
yeah, it's great. All right, so pasta's just about done here.
Great.
Again, always keep it moving, start to finish.
Right.
Put some basil in there. You want to do that?
Nice.
I love
fresh
mint. It's
basil.
very Sicilian, and I put it in. It's one of my favorites. Basil, mint. I love them together.
Yeah, I can't say I use mint in cooking too
Delicious.
much. All right.
And some more
A
parsley.
little more fresh parsley.
And whenever you
Beautiful.
take your pasta out, you want to
Put it in the sauce.
get
Get a little bit of the
get
starchy water.
some of the starchy water is good. And then look at that.
Toss.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? So we want to cook it in this. People like to put pasta water in their pasta sauce. You can. I have beautiful shellfish stock. I prefer to use this.
Okay.
There's plenty of starch in our pasta. And I want it to cook together now. Again, like we said, building layers of flavor and developing the flavors.
Right. It looks spectacular.
Let's put some of this. This is very fruity Ligurian oil from the Italian Riviera.
Wow. It smells fruity. I can kind of smell it as it hits the pan.
Yeah, it's really delicious. And in the end, it makes a huge difference. We finish olive oil, virgin oils, olive oils on almost every single dish in our restaurant. Let's plate this up.
All right.
When you take a bite, it's not going to be in a lot of juice. It takes
Right.
it in, and you get the flavor within every bite.
Great.
That's it. Let's move on to another dish.
All right. So what are we going to be doing with these soft shell
So
crabs?
why don't we make a little tempura batter? We use in the restaurant cake flour, rice flour, and all-purpose flour. We do a blend. So I made a blend here. Salt, pepper, and parsley in there, water. Tempura is my favorite way. You could bread the crabs, flour, egg wash, breadcrumb, panko, whatever you like to use
Right.
as well, and they come out delicious. I like this. It's a little lighter, and it
Okay.
shows off the texture of the crab more.
Will you cook that and fry that in extra virgin also, or will you use a different type
Yeah,
of oil?
you could do blended oil. You could do extra virgin. Today we're going to use extra virgin again.
Okay.
So this is some harissa and smoked paprika. So to make a paste, I
You
put
can
water in
flour
it.
it,
It's fat
too.
soluble, so you put the water in there so you don't dilute it. So we make our own aioli at the restaurant, which is our mayonnaise.
Great.
And then we'll fold some of this. So I just put a tiny bit of water to make a paste. And then you can use,
Incorporate that.
see that?
Yeah, it's
You can use
beautiful.
smoked
Beautiful.
paprika, any spices you have, just put a little water in them.
I love that tip
like
of
this.
diluting the water in there first, making the paste before incorporating it
Yeah,
into the aioli.
it's easier. It gets the flavor out, like I
Right.
said, as opposed to just
Concentrate
putting it
flavor.
directly into the mayonnaise. It will not have the same effect. This is a trick.
Okay.
This is a good
I
trick.
am mentally noting that one.
All right, let's do this. Let's get these frying. Check on our batter.
Okay,
Whenever you make a
some-
tempura as well, you don't want to beat it like crazy because flour has gluten,
Right.
and it'll start to react, and it'll make it tough.
Okay, so you don't want to overwork it.
No, you don't want to. Go ahead.
And I
Let's
put
do
some
that.
oil?
Yep, please do.
Just enough to coat the bottom, or?
A little more.
Okay.
Almost there. It's not quite there yet. You want it a little
Okay.
hotter. If you have a thermometer at home or one of those little fryolators that are
Sure.
very handy, 350, 360 degrees, not more than that, not less.
And how long will it need to fry? Just till the
Golden
coating's
brown and crispy, yeah. These cook very quickly, especially when they're cut like this. Do some more claws.
This would be more like for an appetizer. At the
Appetizer, I
restaurant.
like to toss these with greens with like that aioli like we just did, so we'll
Right.
do those.
All right. Some water in those.
Yeah, they hold a
those
little bit of water.
crabs, so
It's always a hazard frying soft shell crabs. My guys know, they all have battle scars.
Yes. So with frying, is there ever a concern, like, can you just put all of that in there, or you want to be careful not to overcrowd the pan?
Yeah, so if the more you put in, you're cooling the oil. So you
Right.
don't want to overcrowd it, because then you're taking away the temp, you're bringing the temperature down, and then what happens then is that everything, all the product starts to absorb the oil, and then it gets greasy,
Okay.
which is what you don't want.
Now you're going to give them a little
I'm going to give them a little turn.
It almost
little
puffs
more
up
time.
with that light flour that
It
you
does.
use.
It does. Puffs up really thin,
Yeah.
really crunchy. So really, you get thin, crunchy crust,
Yeah.
and then the crab.
Yeah, you can see it right in the pan.
Just fix the plate up while these are frying,
Great.
and then those paper towels we've made them on. So
Yes.
let's do this. So you can get fancy with this. You can do a fancy swirl, a schmear.
Very pretty. Check on the crab.
Looking really looking good.
So what are some of the other seafood dishes that you can typically find at one of your restaurants?
So one of our big hits always has been, we always do a whole fish, a whole grilled fish. It could be black bass, American, it could be red snapper, depending on what's in the market.
Right.
We do orata, which is Italian sea bream. We do whole branzino as well. So we either grill it or we roast it in crazy water, aquapazzo. Aquapazzo means crazy water. It's from a dish from Naples that I love.
Tell me about that. What is crazy water?
So it's what it is. So few ingredients make it so good. I think that's why they call it crazy.
Okay.
It's garlic with a little fennel in there, some potatoes boiled, olives, a little white wine, and just water and olive oil. That's it.
Oh,
And the fish and
wow.
herbs, marjoram, parsley, and then we just cook it with water and extra virgin olive oil. And cooking it on the bone with the bones in it adds so much more flavor to the broth.
Absolutely,
That's what
yeah.
enriches the broth.
Stay tuned for more with Chef Luke Palladino. We're back with Chef Luke Palladino of Palladino's.
So the key to proper frying always with the right temperature is proper drainage, So
All right.
we keep bowls of these towels in the kitchen, and I go
Right.
crazy. My guys change the towels every time you fry. You can't reuse the towels ever, so
They're both too
they know I'm
saturated to
adamant about
really
that.
drain properly.
Exactly. So just give them a little toss here.
Really nice little crust on them.
And then a little salt.
This is so quick and easy. I love
Yeah,
how
it
fast
is.
this was.
It is. So if you want to impress your guests, do it 2 ways.
Yeah, definitely.
And then take these, just arrange them here. Yeah, I mean, you can toss them with the greens if you like. You can use any type of greens here. Here we have
Some microgreens, it
some
looks
micro
like.
basil. Show the claw off there.
Looks great.
And this we just toss it. A little lemon vinaigrette.
All right.
And then
Just top it off.
there you go.
Great.
Little crispy soft shell crab salad.
Nice little appetizer
How
to
about that?
complement our little pasta dish. All right, this all looks very delicious. And what about this
Good
wine
stuff.
we have here?
Pecorino is the grape varietal, and it's also a cheese, but it's also a local grape varietal from the Marche. The Marche
Oh yeah, you
is,
have pecorino, I don't think
is
of wine.
right below Venice.
Uh-huh.
It's a region right next to and above Abruzzo, where I'm from. And it's an unknown grape. It's got nice minerality to it, crispness, and I chose it to go with the crab because I think they're delicious together. And now more and more in the States, you can find Pecorino, the grape, at good wine stores.
All right, great. So let's cheers before we do our little tasting. Thank you so much for
Cheers.
being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to try
Been
this
fun.
pecorino grape. Really nice and light. I think it'll be perfect pairing with the crab.
Great with the crab. Even has a little effervescence, super.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. Okay, so let's dive in.
Let's give it a try.
Yes. I'm really excited to try this. Oh, wow. I love how the sauce was infused into the pasta. You can really tell it's holding all that flavor.
And it tastes like spaghetti and crabs, but the best part is you get to eat the entire crab.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about picking the shell off. It's just delicious.
Eat the whole thing.
So fresh. All right, and I'm gonna try a little bit of this crab appetizer here.
It's great.
With a little bit of this aioli. Wow, that is killer. Delicious.
Great. Now see the difference frying extra and elbows. It's great.
I'd love to have that in your restaurant. I think it's delicious. I'm really excited. And very good luck with your new restaurant in Philadelphia. I'm very excited to come and try it. November, we'll be there. Try some of your amazing food. Thank you so much, Chef Luke Palladino. Cheers.
Thank you.
The Lehigh Valley's premier hotel, the historic Hotel Bethlehem, is perfect for any stay. With 128 rooms and suites, 24-hour room service, and a fully equipped fitness center, historic Hotel Bethlehem is sure to impress. Inside are 2 beautiful ballrooms, ample meeting space, and 2 restaurants by notable chef Michael Adams. 1741 on the terrace, a farm-to-table dining experience, and the tap room, a casual restaurant open all day. On your next trip, stay with us and feel at home at the historic Hotel Bethlehem.